Welcome to Purpose Unlocked, the podcast where dreamers, doers, and changemakers like you break free from the ordinary and build legacies that matter. I'm Christy Smith, business coach, author of The Intuitive Entrepreneur, and your guide to unlocking the purpose-driven life and business you were born for. If you've ever felt like you were meant for more impact, more purpose, more freedom, then you're in the right place. Each week, we dive deep into the mindset, strategies, and real-world stories of purpose-driven entrepreneurs, creatives, and visionaries who refuse to settle. It's time to break the rules, challenge the status quo, and turn your vision into reality. So are you ready? Let's do this. Today's topic, it's one that separates thriving businesses from constantly struggling ones. Cash flow. Not glamorous, not sexy, but absolutely essential. Because here's the thing. You can be making 6 figures in revenue and still feel broke. And it all comes down to how you manage your cash flow. So if you've ever said, I don't know where all my money went. Why does it feel like I'm always behind even when I'm earning? Or I'm scared to look at my bank account. This episode is for you. Let's get you out of survival mode and into stability. So, what is cash flow really? We're going to simplify it for you. Cash flow is what's coming in and what's going out. It's the movement of money in your business, not just income, not just expenses. It's about timing, visibility, and control. Think of it like oxygen. Your business can survive without profit for a while, but without cash flow, it's game over, fast. So here I have a 3-part cash flow system for you. I'm going to break it down for you because managing cash flow like a pro, really it's 3 steps. Super simple, right? Number 1, know your numbers. Like actually know them. I get it. Numbers can feel overwhelming, especially if you're a creative or visionary type. But here's the mindset shift. Knowing your numbers is an act of self-trust. So let's start with this. Number 1, monthly income. What's actually coming in? Number 2, monthly expenses. What's going out? Fixed and variable. So fixed means it's the same amount every month, like maybe that's a phone bill, cell phone bill, rent, insurance, things like that. Variable, those means that the amounts are going to be bouncing around. You're probably not going to spend the same amount every month on marketing, meals, any sort of advertising that you're doing. So those are those variable costs. It changes all the time. And then also, number 3, know your upcoming obligations, such as taxes, payroll, subscriptions, launches. Right? Taxes, they're typically, if you're looking at your business taxes, possibly quarterly, yearly. Payroll, are you on a weekly, bi-weekly, monthly? What is your payroll? Look at subcontractors as well for that. Like, are they going to be invoicing you monthly? Subscriptions, if it's not a monthly subscription, you're going to have some subscriptions that are quarterly or annually, right? And then launches, that's just going to be based on your launch schedule. Like, are you launching things every quarter? You have 2 big ones that you're doing this year? That, again, that's that upcoming obligation. Do you have some big event? Is it a once a year event? What does that look like, right? So knowing your numbers you can plug all of this into a simple spreadsheet. I use Google Sheets. There's dashboards out there. You don't need to be an accountant. I have that knowledge base. We've talked about that in the past, but you just need to be consistent, right? For my personal and for my businesses, I just use a Google Sheet. I track everything. I track all the expenses. I summarize it at the end of the month based on everything that goes in there. I update my spreadsheets on a weekly basis because I set it's a meeting that I set with myself every Friday to go over the expenses. And that way I know, where's my money? Do I need to move money around? Things like that, right? All right, so that was all the first step, knowing your numbers. Step number 2 is create a cash flow buffer. A buffer is your safety net. It's the difference between spiraling during a slow month and breathing easy. Even $500 to $1,000 can make a difference. Aim to build up 1 to 3 months worth of expenses as a cushion. Right? We talk about that in our personal lives, right? You're supposed to have your emergency fund. This is same thing, right? There's going to be slow months. Things are going to happen. You just need your cushion, your buffer, your emergency fund, right? Start small and stay steady. Pro tip would be if you can automate a transfer into a savings account as I call it a business self-care, right? So it's the same as hey, I have X amount going out of my paycheck into my 401k every single time. You just don't see it. It goes into the savings account. It goes in, and it's just there. You know it's there. Again, you're going to track it, but just automate it, and then you're just taking the pressure off of you, right? So that was step number 2. Step number 3 is map your money flow. Okay. Don't just track your cash, direct it, right? Every dollar should have a job, even if that job is savings or investing in future growth, right? So use a simple system. And for those of you who have done maybe envelopes in the past, systems like that, you'll get this concept, you'll see it, right? So for your income, set aside 20 to 30% for your taxes, especially at the start until you get a really good feel for what your tax contributions are going to be or will need to be, right? But just set aside. Next thing is you're going to have owner's pay. So pay yourself first, right? We talk about that even with the envelope system. Then you're going to need to divide out what are your operating expenses and then your profits and your savings, right? So every dollar that you have has a job, whether it's taxes, going to pay you. Hey, I've got to pay this cell phone bill because I need a cell phone to be able to call my clients, or I need the internet, or whatever that happens to be. I'm going to invest in this B&I group or whatever. And then you have dollars that are your profit, and take as much as you possibly can over to savings, right? For your future growth, for your buffer, all of those things. This is inspired by the profit first method, if you've heard of that before. And because yes, you deserve to earn and save and not just scrape by, right? So those are our 3 steps. I'm going to go over them real quickly for you again. So number 1 is know your numbers. Number 2 is create a cash flow buffer. And number 3 is map your money flow. Okay. So I want to switch gears real quick and say we're going to watch out for some of these cash flow killers, right? Because they're out there. We know that there are things that kill our cash flow. And it's not income, right? I get it if income is low, but the main thing that kills our cash flow is poor habits. So look for these. Are you waiting too long to send out invoices? Are you letting clients pay late without penalty? Right? Respect yourself, have boundaries, get the money. Are you overinvesting before you're ready? Are you ignoring your monthly expenses? And are you afraid to charge your true worth? Right? You have a value. You are very valuable. So awareness is power, right? So keep track of those just in case you might dip into those cash flow killers. We have all done it. We will all do it again. Again, it's awareness. That's where it becomes key, right? So money mindset and cash flow go hand in hand. If deep down you believe, I'm not good with money, there's never enough, and money always slips away, you'll sabotage even the best cash flow system. If you can implement these strategies we've talked about today, remember along the way, celebrate every small win. Release guilt around past mistakes and affirm to yourself, I am capable of managing money well, because you are. Some final words from my heart to yours. Managing cash flow like a pro doesn't require perfection. It requires presence, structure, and self-leadership. You're not just building a business. You're building the financial ecosystem that supports your vision, your values, and your freedom. So give yourself the gift of clarity. Take 30 minutes this week to review your numbers. Start a simple tracker. Breathe. You've got this. And if you need support, you know I've got you. That's a wrap on this episode of Purpose Unlocked, but your journey is just beginning. If today's conversation sparked something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, tag me, and let's keep this movement growing. For more insights, tools, and resources to fuel your purpose-driven journey, grab a copy of my book, The Intuitive Entrepreneur, at christysmithcoaching.com/book-intuitive. And if you're ready to take your vision to the next level, let's connect. Follow me on social media, subscribe to this channel, and join the community of rebels, dreamers, and impact makers just like you. Until next time, keep challenging the norm, trusting your intuition, and building the legacy you were born for. Let's unlock purpose together.